Hey, hello everybody, this is Purge bringing you a pro level replay here. This is from ESWC in France 2011 here. These games are just played less than 12 hours ago. As of me casting this, I got a hold of it. Very exclusive rights here. Not very many people have these. And they're not going to be released till tonight, I believe. So hopefully I can get this video up pretty fast here. But I'm going to be watching here. These are the two biggest teams in the tournament that have been played so far today. Navi, obviously the other main contender. But it's Ehome here versus M5. So I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with the little overlay on the top right. We'll see. I might just have to put an overlay up there. If you guys are curious, since I'm watching a replay, that's currently where the timer is, stuff like that. So I may have to hide that or something. I'll figure that out while I render it. But for now, couple of bans and picks here. First ban from Ehome was going to be a Chin. Next was a Furion, a Nature's Prophet coming out of M5. Very wise ban there. And Ehome has one more to go here before they start picking. Now, since the hero pool is much drastically smaller here, they're only allowed 4 bans instead of 5 bans, and this is a very good thing. So I don't know if this actually contains the new heroes or not. I'm not quite sure about that, but of those heroes, Queen of Pain, Broodmother, and Skeleton King, Broodmother most likely to be played, arguably a banner pick on him, but I don't know if he's quite integrated yet. So we're going to see a Lich ban coming out of Ehome. Afraid of that Dark Ritual. Surprisingly, we don't see a lot of Lich play when I end up playing Dota 2. I always forget on him myself. I could play him more often as support heroes, but he doesn't get played a whole bunch, surprisingly. So, but he does get banned here. He's still extremely valuable, definitely a very powerful hero, and Ehome knows that. So I'm basically going to be casting a shitload of these replays. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 replays in the replay pack. Unfortunately, we missed Game 3. Game 3, every single set was not included, and I don't want to spoil any results, so I'm basically going to cast a shitload of games. Today, I'm probably going to cast like 3 or 4 games and do a mass render tonight, and hopefully upload a lot of those so you guys can enjoy these ESWC games in case you weren't able to catch them live. If you live in America, you probably weren't. I woke up at like 11 o'clock, which is late for me, and I was like, hey guys, what's going on with the restreams? They're like, yeah, they're already over. I was like, shit. They basically started really early in the morning. It was similar to watching the International, where we had to wake up quite early. And wow, M5 taking their sweet time here. With their second round ban, they still have not gotten along to it. And it's going to be a Weaver. No Spectre and no Anti-Mage, surprisingly. So first pick coming out of Ehome. Then M5 gets to do a double ban, or a double pick, excuse me. So arguably, I like that position a little bit better, but it kind of depends on what gets picked. So they're going to first pick Anti-Mage here. That will be their hard carry this game. And like I said, I will be casting a lot more games. I'm not going to upload all of them to my YouTube channel. I'm going to upload at least one to the Ghost Gamers Net YouTube. So if you guys want to make sure you watch those games, hop on over there. Or you can just like me on Facebook or Twitter, and I'll make sure to post the links on those as well. And both of those places are Purge Gamers. So if you want to see more from me, that's the best place to see it. And if you ever want to catch me live streaming games, I know a lot of people follow me for my first-person gameplay commentaries. Just go to ghostgamers.net to check if I'm streaming, or follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Those are the best ways to find where my content is. So 5 seconds left here before they run into their bonus time. M5 does not have necessarily a lot of time, but they're trying to figure out basically where all of their picks are coming from at this moment. So this is a pretty important moment in time. And I obviously need to close down my Steam. Oops, my Steam notifications. Let us see. View friends. Offline. Fake offline. Not really offline. Alright, Beastmaster, Windrunner are going to be the first 2 picks. Very curious there. I honestly did not expect that Beastmaster pick so early. Windrunner makes sense. I mean, the metagame is different, though. I mean, that's the thing that you have to look at. If this was Dota 1, you would not see a Beastmaster pick that early. He'd almost always be thrown in second round. But they're going to pick him up first round here. I know M5 does like a lot of aggression, so we'll see how this ends up working out. A lot of these, M5 roster was switched up a couple months ago. If you guys haven't watched me cast an M5 game in a long time, they dropped AA and one other guy. I can't remember who he was, but they picked up Vigos and PGG should be them. Oh yeah, please go game, there he is. It looks like he is captaining for them, surprisingly. So PGG and Vigos, some of the best Russian players in the world, basically, and they got picked up by the best Russian team, so pretty cool stuff. It's basically like a major all-star team. M5 is arguably as good as Navi, but probably a little bit behind them, so we'll see how they end up doing this game. Taking their sweet time banning and picking here. That is for damn sure. 100 seconds, I'm sorry, 60 seconds left on that, on Ehome here. They are really, boy, they're taking their time. Let's see if we got any hotkeys. Plus, does the plus do anything? Plus does nothing. Gonna pick up a Night Stalker. Interesting pick. That seems to be more of a Moscow 5 pick, to be honest. They definitely really like Night Stalker. He's still a powerful hero. For the longest time he was not utilized at all. Then he got that Aghanims buff, and he got quite a few buffs in terms of his abilities, where he wasn't as worthless during daytime. And generally, compared to his nighttime, he is extremely much more weak. So, and they're gonna pick up a Mirana and a Night Stalker. So a lot of semi carries, surprisingly. No supports yet out of Ehome, so I'm gonna expect M5 to ban a lot of support heroes when they get to their ban round. But they themselves may have to pick up a support hero or their carry, and they're going to pick up a Spectre. So I think this is pretty smart. Spectre is a semi-good counter to Anti-Mage, and they picked him up in the first round here. They pretty much had to do it here, because if they did not, then the bans would have come through, and that's who they would have banned. I can pretty much guarantee if they didn't pick up a hard carry there, Ehome would have banned Spectre, because most times Spectre doesn't even make it past the first round. So they're going to be playing a hard carry Spectre. M5 will be doing that. Game is lagging. That was kind of weird. And the first pick of the second, or the first ban of the second round from Ehome is going to be a Tidehunter. Tidehunter's been seeing a lot of play in Dota 2. His ultimate is super effective, basically. It's really good ultimate. And there aren't a ton of supports. I mean, you have Vengeful Spirit and you have Crystal Maiden and stuff, but in a lot of ways, Tidehunter is just really solid, and I feel like Dota 2 has raised the appreciation levels of him, which I think is extremely worthy. So another ban coming out of M5 here. I really do expect them to do support bans. Ehome definitely is going to need some supports here, so I'd be really surprised if they don't end up picking those up. But in terms of lanes already, we're going to probably see a Rexar, for M5 that is, we're going to probably see a Rexar solo made with the Windrunner on the long lane, and then throw the tri-lane on the safe lane on their top. Spectre with 2 supports, and they're going to ban an Ancient Apparition, another worthy ban. The minus heal from AA is really nasty. And the Radiant is next going to ban an Enigma, fearing PGG's Enigma, or, you know, actually a lot of the players on M5 I've seen play Enigma before extremely effectively, so I think that's completely worthy ban. 2 more picks left, actually sorry, one more ban left. It's probably going to be another support hero. AA is gone for the good reason, he is a super nasty hero. And probably going to be support, Crystal Maiden or Vengeful Spirit is my guess. That's pretty much what I would expect. One of those 2 heroes, those are the best supports basically. Earthshaker as well as another option, and they did ban that Tidehunter, and Tidehunter is a very good counter to Earthshaker, breaks up the initiation pretty much. And it's going to be a Dazzle. I'm very surprised about that. I did not expect a Dazzle to be banned. Dazzle is a really good hero. He could fit into the metagame. He just isn't very popular. It's oftentimes people are much more willing to just get Avenge or Crystal Maiden, because Dazzle needs generally a little bit of farm to be effective, to be completely honest. A little bit of farm on Dazzle does not hurt at all, because he can get some bigger mana pool, he can get a mechanism, he gets more options for saving people's lives.
10 seconds remaining.
So I don't think that ban's unreasonable by any means. I think he could definitely move more into the metagame here. Alright, 39 seconds left for the Radiant team. It's so hard remembering Radiant and Dire, I swear to God. You say Scourge and Sentinel for months and months and months, and all of a sudden I'm forced to do Radiant Dire, man. I feel like I'm going to stumble over that forever. But the Radiant team here, Ehome, 2 picks left, down to 21 seconds. I mean, picks are so important. Like, this is taking a long time by all means, but the picks are just so ridiculously important here. Witch Doctor is going to be their support hero pickup. Vengeful Spirit and Crystal Maiden, it's still in the pool, but they have not opted for that role. And I think the reason they picked up the Witch Doctor is for Maledict over the other 2 heroes. You know, if you're fighting a Spectre, you really have to get a lot of damage potential coming out before you can take him down. And if they can get stun Maledicts off and then do, you know, 50% as much damage as they would normally do, I mean, it makes a huge difference. Maledict is a huge damage booster, and it may even force Spectre. I mean, Spectre's probably not going to get a BKB or a Hood or something like that. That's very unlikely, but you know, he's almost going to need it. If a Maledict lands on him, he can't be as aggressive as normally he can be. Although you can look at it as like a ticking time bomb, because his Dispersion Aura is going to reflect that damage out, so just stand near the enemies. Maybe it would make something cool, but we'll see. M5 is going to pick up a Crystal Maiden for their support hero. And the Mana Aura is going to be very nice, especially for a Spectre. You often can't opt to get a Ring of Basilius or some other form of mana regen, and his mana pool isn't that good. You can basically afford generally just a dagger and an ultimate, and sometimes use that dagger for harass or farming. not so much farming. It's very sparsely used, but it's nice to have that Crystal Maiden aura because he can guarantee to say, I'm almost always going to have a dagger or an ultimate when I need it. In those mid games, he won't have to choose, do I dagger here or do I ultimate? Because oftentimes that's the case. Or you have to buy a wand, and that results in less farm towards your radiance, towards your heart, stuff like that. So it does really make a big difference. It's quite a nice thing to have Crystal Maiden on a Spectre. So the last support picked by Ehome is going to be a Venomancer here. Venomancer is very commonly picked up with Spectre, basically because he can ult, put up that beast damage over time, and then Spectre can ult halfway through the team fight, and oftentimes pick off those low HP heroes that are not quite killed by Venomancer ulti. But the Radiant team will be using him as their support. It's going to be Venomancer, Witch Doctor supporting an Anti-Mage, and we're going to see a Priest of the Moon solo top, most likely, and Night Stalker solo mid. That's my expectations, unless they happen to put the Tri-Lane against the Dire Tri-Lane, but I don't necessarily expect that. And very surprisingly, we're going to see a Lina pick out of the Dire. That's really, really cool. Not expecting that. Lina is not very much favored over heroes like Vengeful Spirit, but that's apparently what we're going to see this game. So let me see if I can... I don't think I'm going to be able to reduce this. I'm going to have to put my overlay up here. This is actually the first Dota 2 replay I've actually watched. Free camera, screw this shit. I don't want to be watching their stuff. I do not see an X or anything like that, but audio channel. Whoa, does this really work? Doesn't look like it works yet. Toby Wan did originally cast these games, so. Alright, cool. So just familiarizing myself with the Dota 2 Spectator client. Looks like it's pretty sweet. And I'm going to go over some player names quick. If you guys don't know who M5 is, Moscow 5, very, very good player team. This is G. His name is basically God. People call him God or G-God. Basically, it's when people become really, really good Dota players, they give them those names. But he's an extremely good player. Definitely top 5 players in the world, in my opinion. Maybe top 10 for sure. Very good player. But we're going to see a little bit of a team fight here. The entire enemy teams are going to run into each other here. And now they're trying to run away. They're going to stun off. Here comes the arrow. Oh, it's going to miss everybody. Really unfortunate. That was like a guaranteed kill. And the bounces are going to be really brutal here considering how many heroes we have. And there's the AoEs. So many AoEs going down. Are they going to pick off the Witch Doctor? They do. First blood goes down. Lina gets traded as well. Lina second to die. Venomancer going to be in some trouble here. Ehome just running into all those AoEs. Beastmaster probably going to die now. He does go down. Double kill for the Night Stalker. Windrunner looking like she has Shackle Shot, surprisingly. Some damage being done to the Anti-Mage. Venomancer still very low. Windrunner wants his kill. He's going to get it. He does kill the Venomancer. Spectre goes down here. Crystal Maiden may be the next. Will they be able to get huge Shackle Shot? Priest of the Moon goes down. Arrow misses. Priest of the Moon drops. And now it's just Windrunner versus the Anti-Mage. He's level 2 now. Nice for him. Actually, so is the Windrunner. Just canceling his attacks, waiting for the cooldown. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. And there we go. Anti-Mage is going to run back. He does blink away. And what a crazy start to the game. 4-4. Holy crap. Absolutely, even though the Anti-Mage is level 2, almost level 3 here. He's going to be swinging towards the bot lane. I've never seen a team fight like that before. I've never seen a 5-on-5 at the start of the game, and that is so awesome. Such low levels, every single mana cost and every single cooldown is so important, but the Spectre did go down. He's only level 1 here, and the Anti-Mage got quite a few kills, especially he was able to level up his mana break and his blink, which gives him a lot of survivability and damage in that early level, plus 28 damage, and not to mention the mana drain is such a big deal. So I'm going to go over the Moscow 5 players really quick here. We have Please Go Game. This is PGG playing the Beastmaster. Dread is going to be playing the Lina. God is playing the Spectre. It's so hard for me to say that sometimes. NS is playing Crystal Maiden. And Vigas is going to be playing the Windrunner on the solo bot lane. For Ehome, we have QQQ playing the Night Stalker. PCT playing Venomancer. I'm sorry, I don't know the Ehome teams quite as well. X playing the Priest of the Moon. Nuz playing the Anti-Mage, and finally we have ARS playing the Witch Doctor. Yeah, honestly, I feel a little bad about it, but I legitimately don't know the Ehome teams. I almost never cast Chinese replays. My familiarity is much more so on the European players. That's just as a result of what games are available to me. You know, the more games you sit and watch European players, the more often you're going to know them. So I haven't cast enough Chinese replays, unfortunately, but those are the teams playing Ehome versus Moscow 5 right now, and it's going to be a really good game. Such a great start to the game. Surprisingly, the Beastmaster with Venomancer support, and this is a really good idea. I mean, Beastmaster plus versus Night Stalker is a fairly even lane, but if one player throws in the support and the other team doesn't have a support, it's going to be a one-sided lane. Night Stalker plus Venomancer can definitely shut down a Beastmaster, but once you throw in that Crystal Maiden, you get a lot of options, and very wisely there, Night Stalker using his Void to pick off that Crow as fastly as possible, and a nice Gale on the high ground, but he's taking some damage. He's in a little bit of weird trouble here. The Quillbore will continue to roam this, or will continue to orb walk this. And it looks like Windrunner's roaming mid. Possibly. Was coming mid to maybe support that, but not going to happen. He actually picked up a regen rune as well, surprisingly. Most Windrunners don't end up going for a bottle, but I think this is a pretty smart bottle on the Beastmaster. And the Windrunner is going to keep the Night Stalker a little shut down here. And on the top lane, oh wow, Dread eating an arrow here. He's going to be able to get a kill. He does end up getting it. Doesn't even get a stun off. Very nice play there by the Mirana. Picking off Dread, playing Alina. Very unfortunate for him. And that was a level 2 arrow, surprisingly, not a level 2 Starstorm. This is not very typical. Usually you level Starstorm first because it does a lot more damage, but there's the Gale. Crystal Maiden's going to be in some trouble here. Not much that the Beastmaster can do. He can't even slow or disable here. He tries to deny him, but he did not actually get the deny off. He had the poison on him, but unfortunately for them, another little bit more advantage going to Ehome. So up 6-4 currently, doing a very good job. Spectre does have his Ring of Regeneration, or I'm sorry, his Ring of Health makes a big difference here. And a little bit of pulling done by the Witch Doctor, sporting that Anti-Mage, more or less getting free farm. Poor man's shield with that Ring of Health. He's going to go for a fast Battle Fury, I expect. Since he finished that poor man's shield, this is most likely what you're going to expect out of him. And he did not get a Quelling Blade, which was actually pretty nice. Helped him out a lot in that team fight. Gives him the extra 6 damage. And the armor as well. And he goes in this fast poor man's shield, and he will now build towards the Battle Fury. And once he gets that Battle Fury, his farm is going to literally be absolutely ridiculous. So, see how this ends up going here. Night Stalker taking some good harass. He's got his bottle now, and they're going to be roaming towards us. They're going to fight over the runes, but it is going to be bottom. Venomancer's going to eat an arrow, but he picks up a regen rune. And now, AM going to drain a little bit of mana out of the Windrunner. Every single hit that you can get as an Anti-Mage in a lane like that is so important. And this is why Anti-Mage is really annoying, because as a melee hero, once he gets his shield and his Ring of Health, he can basically do stuff like that to ranged heroes. He can take the damage. He can be aggressive. That's very frustrating. Looks like Venomancer will be going Gale first. He has 2 levels. He does have 1 ward, but this is just kind of easy farm for the Beastmaster at least. He may be baiting out some slows. Night Stalker and Venomancer are at full mana, so they could definitely dive on him if they wished. And he would be in some trouble. He's going to push back for a little bit. Maybe some missing in actions. And Crystal Maiden's going to be roaming to the top lane now. Lena picking up some EXP from a pull. And the Mirano's going to run back. Picking up a bottle. I believe that's the beginning of so many bottles in this game, surprisingly. I think we have 4 bottles currently. 2 on each side. A lot more than we normally see, that's for sure. That was an item being picked up. That was a Tango passing to that Witch Doctor. Dropping a little bit of slow on the Beastmaster. He's going to be fine, though. A little bit of ward placement. The Boar is going to slow down this push. Most importantly, the axes, though. Level 2 axes. He needs to get another level here. He's definitely behind. 5 on the Night Stalker and Venomancer on 4. He's basically fighting 2 heroes at equal level to each other. Ehome definitely has a huge level advantage right now, I believe. Let's check out Spectre. Spectre is at 5. Lena at 4. Just doing a little bit of Dragon Slave harass. Just boots on her currently. Crystal Maiden now roaming towards the mid lane. More axes to do some more CS, and this is the nice thing about Beastmaster. You don't have to stand or CS, you just drop the axes and everything dies. They do so much damage. Yeah, 300 damage at level 3. That's a huge nuke. It is part physical, though, so it doesn't quite do as much damage as it sounds like. Using the Eagle to scout out some enemy positions. Scout Hawk, the regular Scout Hawk is not very powerful. 50 HP on him. Not going to find a rune, though. It's going to be on the top lane, and it looks like... okay, there it is. It's going to pick it up. Night Stalker will have that. Haste rune in his possession. Going to be looking to do a gank. This is a Radiant Ward, spotting the high ground. So M5 does not know that he's down there with that haste. He probably is aware now, though. Using the board to try to last hit. He does. That's very nice. Oh, what a cute little... There's the arrow coming through. He's going to dodge it. Saw that coming. Nicely done. And Murano's going to run back to the top lane. Very cool little strat she just did there. She launched the arrow with no hope of it landing. Just ran back to lane. If the arrow landed, Night Stalker and the Venomancer could react. But in the meantime, she was running back. So very cool. Like, normally you'd shoot the arrow and you'd stand and say, is my arrow going to hit? Is my arrow going to hit? It misses. You're like, oh shit, time to go back to my lane. But the Murano there, X here, absolutely made a great play. Launches the arrow, walks back to the lane, and doesn't have to lose any EXP by standing there. The arrow probably wasn't going to land, but if it did, the Night Stalker and the Venomancer could have profited off of it without help from the Murano. So I really, really appreciate that play. That's a very, very important thing to point out there. A little bit of trading going on. Anti-Mage going for fast treads here. He doesn't need to make a Vanguard, so why not just get some treads? Gives him some lasting potential, and he can always change his strength treads if he so wishes it. And just with 1 level of Spell Shield here, He's already looking at 44% damage, magic damage resistance, so that's a 25 boost, 25 to 44. That's a difference of 19%. That is so huge. A little bit of disable on the Crystal Maiden. He's gonna be in some trouble. The Gale will land. Night Stalker in some trouble. Are getting the kill there. Void getting the kill. Crystal Maiden melts into ice. Doesn't make a blood pool. In the mid lane, not going so good here for M5. I mean, it's 7 to 4. Spectre is doing pretty good on the top lane. He does have his Vanguard finished, and he's doing quite good last hitting, but fortunately not going to get that CS. He will get this one, I believe. Yes, he does. So he's doing pretty good farm, though. Let's look at the gold totals so far. It is in a Radiant advantage, 2,000 gold, which is pretty big at this point. They're definitely out-farming their opponents and getting more kills, 7 to 4 currently. If we look at the little burst right at the start of the game, is, you know, really not a whole shitload. It's pretty even there. A little bit of a gank on the top lane. Night Stalker wanted that Lina. He does have a fast vitality booster, super good pickup. He's going to get a lot of HP out of this, and the nice arrow. Looks like Spectre's going to eat that, though. Good target to eat it over the Beastmaster. He's not even level 6, though. He needs to pick up a level before he can really effectively gank. And the haste on the Night Stalker will run him away, no problem. He actually used that quite a long time ago. Anti-Mage continuing to farm, still no ganks on him. M5 definitely needs him. Maybe go gank him, but unfortunately this Night Stalker, or the Beastmaster, just had such a shitty time mid laning. That is the main problem. That's the reason why Rexar probably hasn't ganked, or the Beastmaster probably hasn't ganked the bot lane yet. It's because he didn't have the option to. He's just so underfarmed in comparison that this is kind of what he's been pigeonholed into doing. So Scout Hawk will get picked off by the wards. He does get a huge pick off there. Sloppy play there by PGG, unfortunately losing that Hawk. He is level 6 now, though. Could be doing a gank. But you got scouting around in the jungle. And Night Stalker's down there as well. He's got boots and that vitality booster. That's really all he needs. Such good ganking items at this early game stage. And Lina continuing to support the Spectre. One level of each. Dagger is maxed out. He's got his ultimate as well. Full mana pool. He can ult if he so needs to. And Venomancer will spot out that Windrunner. Windrunner running around the jungle. Just looking for opportunities, apparently. Not concerned with farming the bot lane. He could get ganked quite easily from the Night Stalker, so I think this might be pretty wise coming out of M5. They definitely are the team to appreciate the power of Night Stalker. I would argue that they used it one of the best. And while Scout Hawk almost going down, there's a little bit of slow. We might see an engagement. It's going to be 3v3, but I don't know. The levels on... Night Stalker's actually getting a little under-leveled here. He's been roaming the map so long. Doesn't really get a lot of damage potential out of that. Out of being underfarmed is what I'm trying to say. He's been roaming a long time, hasn't got any ganks while he's going to bottle the regen going on the Windrunner. Here's the slow, not going to see the fear. A little bit of last hitting come out of the Windrunner. But Beastmaster, Crystal Maiden, and the Windrunner surely pretty aggressive tri-lane. They could definitely make something happen. And Windrunner's going to pick up the bottle, going to run to the top lane. Up there looking to save the Spectre. Spectre trying to get a kill here. Wow, he's hitting so hard. Is he going to get this kill? I'm pretty sure he will. The dagger will seal the deal. And Spectre picks up the easy kill. I didn't see the initiation, but here we go. Windrunner probably going to go down. Huge bounces from that Witch Doctor. And now Crystal Maiden going to try to leave, but nothing he's going to be able to do. Easy pickup on this support hero. Double kill for the Night Stalker. Huge advantage for Ehome this game. God going to back up, probably going to pick up his phase boots or his power treads. He will be going for power treads here. Power treads on him. Power treads Vanguard's going to keep his HP quite high. Surprisingly leveling up Desolate over the Dispersion Aura. This is probably because he hasn't been ganked very much, so he's opting to be more aggressive. But now he picks up the Dispersion to reduce some of the damage done by the Night Stalker. And indeed, Night Stalker is really not hitting him very hard. He's out of mana here. Won't be able to chase anymore. And surprisingly, phase boots on the Night Stalker for more chase and last hitting potential. Especially because Hunter in the Night gives you a lot of attack speed. You want to balance that out with damage, not more attack speed. It's going to increase his damage per second a lot higher than Gideon Treads would. Those HP will be lower as a result. So that's the trade-off. Windrunner once again on the bot lane, using power shots to try to CS, but Anti-Mage is getting super farmed here. 700 gold in his bank. And initiation on the Spectre once again. He eats the Tango. There's the disable. Here comes the stun from the Lina. Arrow's not going to hit anybody here. Dragon Slave as well, and the ultimate picks off the Night Stalker. Perfect play. Dread had barely enough mana here. And they pick off the Night Stalker finally. 10 to 6. Spectre getting another assist. If we look at some CS totals currently, 34 on the Night Stalker, 37 Venomancer, 74 on the Anti-Mage with 34 denies, 30 on the Priest of the Moon, 58 on Spectre, 41 on Beastmaster. And if you look at these numbers here, Moscow 5 is way behind in terms of farm. It is very serious. No towers dropped yet, but look at this gold advantage. About 3,000, almost 4,000 here for Ehome. It's a big difference, especially early game. If teams are farming equally, which they're obviously not, you know, the graph would be a lot closer. And Lena going to do a stack pull here. Going to be cleaning up as much CS as possible. We'll spot the Priest of the Moon. He's going to want to clear those out. He picks up 2-3 CS here. Nice little steal. If you can do this, but it's a little dangerous usually. And they get the XP from that with the deny. And Crystal Maiden wants to pick up that last Centaur. And they do pick that up. Lena's going to steal the CS. So Lena needs to farm a little bit more than Crystal Maiden. Lena can do a little bit more semi-carry than Crystal Maiden, basically. He needs the mana pool, basically, to be able to ult. I just said that word about 4 times. I'm not going to say it again, but you probably know what I just said. The B word, guys. I said it too many times. Beastmaster running back to base. He's pretty close to his Vanguard being finished. It's going to be pretty nice if Nightstalker happens to target him. Windrunner in the mid lane. 1 no talisman with that bottle. Opting not to get the Ring of Basilius. I think this is pretty smart. He's got the aura from Crystal Maiden and that bottle. You don't really need that Ring of Basilius. The armor is always nice, but opting to get just a null talisman instead to increase the base damage. This is kind of something that you can do if your farm isn't quite impeccable. If you don't necessarily have phase boots and fast mechanism in your lane. And against a anti-mage is the way to go. So while he's picking up his Claymore first here, opting not to get the Vitality Booster. And here comes the gank. There's the chain stun. A lot of stuns going on. Are they going to be able to get him? No ult from Lena. He does ulti. Priest of the Moon ultis to keep him alive here. He blinks over there. I think he's going to make it out. Very unfortunate. I don't know if Lena was just a little slow in her ulti there, but he ended up getting ganked and surviving there. Maledict on the Beastmaster. Not sure what level. He's definitely going to die. He does go down, no problem at all. That's a level 3 Maledict, which after going for the aggressive build, not even going to pick up a Voodoo Restoration because they were in an aggressive standpoint. They knew that their team was a little stronger. Windrunner bottles an Illusion Rune on the bright side. But M5 in a lot of trouble here. It's 11-6, and they're really not doing extremely well. Spectre clearing the top lane, continuing to farm 1300 gold in his bank. He does actually pick up the magic stick. I think this is pretty smart. The gank is pretty heavy on Ehome. They're going to look to take their mid tower here. Moscow's going to be on the way. We'll see if they end up doing the glyph. Not quite sure which glyph we're looking at, but axes to clear the creep wave, and this may be the end of the push. I mean, there's a lot of plague wards, obviously. There's the cast bounce. This is actually a pretty big cast bounce. Just going to stun the Boron once. 5-second disable there. And Dread will be here now as well to defend. Windrunner's going to be on the way. A little scared to come up from bot river. A lot of wards for Ehome as well. Moscow 5 not sitting on a lot, just one right here. And Spectre's just neutraling in the meantime. You can definitely do this with Shreds and the Vanguard. You're going to be attacking pretty fast, so. Actually did sell his Quelling Blade, surprisingly. Nightstalker purchased by the, Vanguard purchased by the Nightstalker is what I meant to say. 1200 HP on him. He does have his ultimate now. It's going to be pretty nice during the night, or during the daytime, very important. And Witch Doctor sitting on a wand bottle, or wand boots, pretty standard items. And it looks like Beastmaster may be going for a Force Staff. Or a Dagon. Probably not a Dagon, probably a Force Staff, but his HP is very low. He's not had the best game, to be completely honest. Nightstalker Venomancer support. He will pick up those Venomancer wards. Axes once again will clear most of the creep wave, at the very least getting you that range attack. And the top tower taking damage now. This is probably going to go down unless we see some support TPs. I believe Moscow 5, they're going to glyph it. But they may trade the towers. While this is glyphed, the top teams will be unable to TP to the bot lane, to the mid lane, and they may trade. The tower gets killed by the Nightstalker. Will they TP to the mid lane? I think they're just going to let it go. Venomancer's going to try to disable this. And there we go. Lena gets the last hit there. Nicely done on him. A lot of people tried for that, but they did not hit. And there's the self-popped by the Beastmaster. Surprisingly, not just going to use his regen. Going to save that, I guess. He's got Inner Beast level 1 now. Still hasn't gotten a level 3 Hawk, surprisingly. Kind of surprised they picked that up, but it is a huge difference. The 18% attack speed does make is quite different than, you know, in terms of pushing. It's a huge advantage compared to just a bigger Hawk. Battle Fury now finished on the Anti-Mage, and this is exactly what he's going to do until he gets more items. He's basically just going to sit in the jungle and get ridiculous farm. Battle Fury on Anti-Mage is literally the highest farming carry in the game. Like, this is well deserved, or well thought about a long time ago, even before Anti-Mage was a powerful hero or played in the metagame. It's basically a Battle Fury on him. Makes your farm ridiculous because you can just blink from camp to camp here. You can easily clear it in 60 seconds, and most importantly is you do that splash damage, and you have the mana regen as well. So even using those blinks is not going to limit you. And surprisingly, going for max spell shield, this blink is quite low now. But once again, you don't necessarily need all that cooldown once you're in the jungle, or once you're in a lane and not likely to be ganked. They still had a lot of wards up. Kind of a cool ward here. Gonna spot Rune. I like this ward. Very interesting. That's pretty cool. That basically was just protecting Anti-Mage from getting ganked, but he's had a really good game so far. I mean, he hasn't gotten ganked a whole lot. Yeah, 1-0 and 3. A lot of assists from that first fight, and Anti-Mage picking up the tower there. People not reacting fast enough. Invisibility on the Windrunner. He's looking for the Shackle Shot, but he's going to blink away there. Wonder if we can turn down my keyboard scroll a little bit. It's a little high, I feel like. It's okay. Priest of Moon on the top lane farming, just treads and a Wraith Band. They will spot the Night Stalker though. Are we going to see a Roar? There's a lot of heroes behind. There it goes, Roar on the Night Stalker. Ulti from the Spectre as well. Do they have any dust though? He does go invisible. A lot of AoEs, and there's the dust. Lena's going to pick that up with the ultimate. They do not want the chance to lose that there. Arguably a little bit of a waste, but not a huge deal. Dispersion now maxed. 22% of Spectre's damage is reflected. And the arrow is going to land after the Maledict. That is huge. No way Windrunner is going to survive that. Huge play there. And disable on the Windrunner. And Crystal Maiden's going to back off, wisely not diving for that Witch Doctor. That should have put her in more danger. And realistically, unlikely to get that kill. So 12-7 currently. Moscow 5 still losing this game. And Anti-Mage definitely more farm now. Wow, he's got his ultimate orb finished. 19 minutes here. He's just so farmed. Picking up every CS there, level 13 on him. Let's look at the gold disadvantage. Almost towards 6,000 or 7,000 here, towards the Radiant team. Still doing so good from Ehome. Venomancer, really good items. He's picking up a Vitality booster, and he's going to go for a Pipe next. We'll see what he makes with that Vitality booster. Kind of surprised he didn't go for a Point booster. I think that route is a little bit better. Go Point booster over Vitality, make your Pipe or Mech, and then later you can build that into an Aghanims. But this is a little bit more HP for a little bit less cost. 250 or 50 more HP for 1,000 less gold. So if you're just worried about HP, this is definitely the easier build to go. The more cost efficient on the midterm, but on the late game it's less effective. He's probably going to make a Vanguard after he makes his Hood, or his Pipe is what I expect. But I would argue the Point booster is a little bit better, but it's not a big deal. This has earlier potential in terms of late. So huge gank coming from Ehome right now. They're going to want to take out the Spectre. There's a Night Stalker. He is so fast. There's the slow. Are they going to disable him as well? He can't ult. He still has 5-second cooldown. The arrow will land as well. Huge nukes landing on him. He pops his wand, full heal. But he still has this ultimate on him, taking a lot of damage. He's probably going to go down. He daggers right before his death. He's not even going to get his ulti off. He's still alive. He does end up dying. And Night Stalker is going to pay for that there. The ulti from Witch Doctor doing a lot of damage. Venomancer will be the next. He goes down. 2 for 1, actually 2 for 2 trade. Crystal Maiden also was dead. And not the best trade there for Moscow 5. I mean, Anti-Mage is still farming. Hopping in between. What was Windrunner also going for a Force Staff? Anti-Mage has his Yasha at his base. He's literally going to have like a 21-22 minute here. Manta. It's ridiculous farm. Witch Doctor trying to run away from that cool beast, the Greater Boar. It's so annoying. And Priest of Moon still around here. 2,400 gold on her. Probably going for a Manta, pretty standard play. Necro 1. Yeah, just Necro 1. Oh, duh, he was making a Necro 1. That's what he's using his Staff of Wizardry for. Man, I hate it when I say super dumb stuff like that. Of course he's going for a Necro 1. I just don't know. I guess I don't normally see that Staff of Wizardry first. But his HP is doing pretty good now. Now that he picks up the extra bonus. 8 strength from the Necronomicon. It's such a good Beastmaster item. Fits him quite well. Lena Medallion with a Bracer. Not bad at all. Only level 8. Probably going to pick up some Fiery Soul or some stat levels. I wouldn't be surprised with either. They check for the Ancients, but unfortunately they despawned them there. Expected they were there. Anti-Mage had cleared them out though in the previous minute. Ehome now pushing mid lane. Anti-Mage continuing to farm. He He does have his Manta style finish, so much damage. That Dragon Blast looks a lot cooler now. Kind of blinds my eyes a little bit. Only downside, there's the heal up. Anti-Mage a little low in HP, but he's now running into enemy neutrals. There's a lot of dire wards up here, scouting for any gank possibilities. I believe Spectre did notice him coming last fight. I believe Night Stalker was invisible, or at least there was a smoke, not quite sure. But they still did end up getting ganked, so let's see if we can find the Spectre. Where is he at? Spectre. Spectre, where are you at? There you are. There we go, 3,200 gold. He's getting close to that relic, so once he gets there, I mean, he's going to be able to take out these enemy heroes pretty well, except for that Anti-Mage, of course, because his magic damage resistance is 62%. It is so ridiculous. They're probably going to take down this tower, no problem. Rexar does have a DD. X is going to do a little bit of damage. There's the Shackle Shot, and the Spectre ulti doing damage. We're going to see a Roar on the Night Stalker. Huge play. Going to pick him off so fast before he actually gets any damage potential out. Anti-Mage easily going to clean up that Crystal Maiden. There's some stuns, and they're going to pick him off. I think they do get him. Huge play coming out of M5 there. Picking off any Anti-Mage, even though he's so farmed. Priest of the Moon in a little bit of trouble as well. He does end up ulting. We see an arrow. Misses, though. No axes on the Beastmaster, and the ulti from the Witch Doctor doesn't do anything. Just going to sacrifice him. I think Spectre's going to survive this. He does end up surviving that. Venomancer chasing that Beastmaster. He's really going to go for this here, trying to get a kill. He may be able to get this. He doesn't have any heals, but no, he's not going to be able to. Backs off. Poison may take its toll. I think he's going to be fine, though. No problem at all. He's fine. Going to survive that. Ehome losing a big team fight there, for sure. They lost their Anti-Mage. They lost their Night Stalker. They lost Witch Doctor. Priest of the Moon ended up surviving. That was really, really close. And Spectre survived. They lost Windrunner, but that was it. I think they just lost Windrunner and Crystal Maiden. Absolutely worth trading there. And Spectre now has his Relic coming to him. There it is. Relic finished. Plus 60 damage now. And Vigas farming on the mid lane. He does have his Force Staff completed. It's going to keep people alive from either the Night Stalker or that Anti-Mage. And Night Stalker hasn't had the best game now. I mean, his levels are actually extremely low. If we look at the levels so far, 14 Spectres, 7 Crystal Maiden. Like, everything is really weird. 17 on Anti-Mage. That's how hard he's been farming. 201 CS so far. That includes neutrals. That's 80 above the Spectre. It is so high. It's ridiculous. And if we look at the gold change, yeah, Ehome is, oh my god, so far ahead. Look at this. 10,000 gold. That is a ridiculous advantage. That is literally a ridiculous advantage. Now chasing after the Windrunner. Hasn't even used his Force Staff. Was saving that just in case. Might spot the Anti-Mage here. Are we going to see the disable? Crystal Maiden not paying attention. There's the stun. And huge play there out of the Anti-Mage. He played that so good there. Waited till the ice. Split off only then. Dodged the stun. He's in a little bit of trouble. There's the ulti. Random stun call from the Dread trying to predict that, but not going to land it. The Dragon Slave will land. He's so low, 140 HP here, and Lena's going to TP out. Anti-Mage will survive that, but crazy little fight. Did pick off the Crystal Maiden, absolutely easy target. He's actually going to make a Heart next, I expect, picking up the Vitality Booster. His HP regen is really not that fantastic, just pretty much relying on the Battle Fury. But his HP is not bad at all, 1,400. I think the reason they did pick up that Lina is because they wanted more burst damage to be able to take out the Anti-Mage. I mean, you can always look at like a Vengeful Spear being a easier to gank hero, or more of a gank hero, but Lina has just so much burst damage despite the fact that Anti-Mage is going to resist a lot of that damage. It makes a big difference to have that Laguna Blade and that double nuke. Dread's going to clean up the CS there, 500 gold on his position. And we'll see if Vigas can take up the tower. Going to even up the tower disadvantage here. The Gale will land. Going to Windrun away from this, and the tower will be deniable, so at the very least they're going to get the deny gold, but Ehome's going to be able to pick up the tower. And indeed, here comes the deny. 100 gold. Let's see if it makes a little bit of a dent. It'll update in a little bit. 12,000 gold. That is so much gold. That is like 2 major tier 4 items difference between these two teams. I mean, the Windrunner doesn't even have a mech finished yet. Spectre does have his Radiance, just finished his Radiance. But that's it. So we'll see how well he does against these support heroes. I mean, Night Stalker picks up a Hood, pretty cool. It's going to keep him alive against Alina a little bit more. Opting for a Hood over a BKB, interesting. I think this is pretty smart though, because if he got a BKB, people just couldn't cast their spells on him, and he does go high HP anyway, so with the hood, it's going to benefit that high HP. Smoke being popped. And they're going to try to take out the Roshan. I think they're going to be able to pick this up here. It's going to give Moscow 5 a nice little advantage. Spectre picks up the Aegis. They lose a Ironwood branch. And they're going to spot some heroes here. There's the dagger. They're going to go on this Witch Doctor. He doesn't even have a TP scroll. He's pretty screwed here. No dust yet. Initiation. There's a dust. Holy crap, slow. You can do it, replay. There we go. Wow, huge dagger. Arrow landing on the Witch. The Windrunner, she gets nuked down big time. Ulti's on the Venomancer, but he has his hood as well. End up surviving that. Witch Doctor still not dead here. And a huge team fight coming out of the Sentinel team. I know we have some buybacks. Windrunner bought back. Beastmaster died. Lena died. Windrunner's going to die again. Force staffs himself. Doesn't bottle quite yet. A little late on the bottle. Buybacks from like the entire Moscow 5 team. The reason they're all buying back now. Wow, Crystal made it 54 HP. They don't want to lose all their towers. Radiant's still doing some damage here. Spectre trying to do as much damage to the Anti-Mage as possible, but it's such an uphill fight here since their gold because of their gold disadvantage.
Haste.
What a crazy fight. That was all over the place. The Windrunner got picked off really, really fast there. I thought the Witch Doctor was going to die for sure. I thought Spectre was going to kill him. It just didn't happen. He still doesn't have his heal. Only level 9 though. Max Cask and Mass Maledict. Ended up surviving without that. And now Moscow 5 is going to try to pick up the pieces. 21 to 15. Yeah, the team fight arguably, surprisingly, didn't give him as much of a change. Towers make the biggest impact. But we'll see if they can pick up some towers. I mean, they're at a huge disadvantage. Two tower disadvantage. More like 2.5 since they did get that tower denied. I'm not sure how many denies there have been other than that. But Anti-Mage has ridiculous farm. 260 now. 147 on the Spectre. And the other numbers are pretty good as well. Beastmaster picking up the neutrals. I swear to God, every time that Beastmaster gets spawned, that he spawns his pets, you get a lot of lag in the game. It's some weird issue. Not quite sure. The Ancient Black Dragon. And they're going to back off here, popping the bottle. Looks like they may want to gank on this Anti-Mage here. That's what they're looking at. Spectre at 1500 gold may pick up his Vitality Booster now. Going to be starting towards that heart. He needs more HP to try to resist the Anti-Mage. It's not going to be easy though. 30 minutes in the game here, and they're at a 6 kill disadvantage and a 12,000 gold disadvantage, which is ridiculous. I've never, in all my days of casting Dota 2 with that dollar graph, I've never seen a difference that big. It's ridiculous. That is such a huge number. And surprisingly, Moscow 5 isn't like getting absolutely stomped right now. I mean, I would argue that Ehome is way ahead, but like the kill discrepancy is not that obscene like it probably should be. Smoke on all these players. They are looking for their next gank. Do you have any items on the courier? Yeah, wow, we have a heart finished. Heart finished on the Anti-Mage. He wants to pick that up before they have a team fight. And he will get it transferred. 2300 HP now on the AM. He's such a tank. Yeah, he has way more HP than Spectre. This is not something that you want to happen. He may be going for a Reaver first, surprisingly. They're going to check the Roshan pit. Not down there. Greater Hawk is up. There's a blink. Anti-Mage is going to clear up the mid lane, so I don't know if they saw them smoke up there. They smoked in here. They did not have vision. They had a ward in place here, but did not see anything. And the Necros will run around. Just going to do some annoying disable. Don't really want to feed these, though. This is like 1,000 gold. Not sure who picked that up. Maybe a creep. Maybe it was Priest of the Moon here. Diffusal finished on her. Got an Ogre Club as well. Ogre Club, not an Ogre Axe. Looks like an axe. I don't know about you guys. 2,400 gold now in the Spectre. Continuing to farm. Ehome doing the same. Except Anti-Mage's farm is ridiculous. Oh man, the money right here. So much money. It's another 200 gold, 300 gold, 400 gold. Peeking up, but actually bouncing a little bit back towards the Dire there. While the Sentinel team or while the Radiant team was doing their gank there, the Scourge team, the Dire team, continued farming. So they got a little bit of a gold advantage there finally. Back down to 10k, but inching its way back up again. I mean, literally, M5 has not been an advantage since like very slightly at the start of the game here, and it just has been gradually peaking. And look at this acceleration right here. That's when they took a lot of towers and won that big team fight. Towers accelerate you so much, 1,000 gold for your whole team basically. Not to mention if you last hit it. Chasing on the Beastmaster now. Necro level 3 on the Beastmaster. He's going to bottle this up though. He doesn't have to worry too much about the AM. And AM's going to TP to the bot lane. Does not want to get this tower pushed. Ninja pushed by the Windrunner. He's going to use his Windrun ability to run away. Ultimate Orb on him. Going to be going towards the Sheep Stick. Definitely he's going to need a Sheep Stick to shut down the Anti-Mage. Even still, it's going to be so hard. Once he gets major tank items like this, he basically becomes ridiculously hard to kill. Anti-Mage definitely a lot nastier than a Spectre in my opinion. Slight team fight. Anti-Mage immediately on the way. There's an ulti from the Priest of the Moon. Roar on the Venomancer. I saw Dust come in on NS, and they immediately pick off that Venomancer before he even gets his ult off. The Anti-Mage is going to easily be able to pick up the Lina there. Anti-Mage still doing major damage drain. Everybody's mana. Huge Shackle Shot stopping the Night Stalker. Spectre's trying to do some damage here, but man, his damage potential compared to the Anti-Mage is just not even vaguely close here. Dagger going to slow them down a little bit. Here comes the arrow. Will it land? Oh, that was so close. God, barely dodging that. He does have his Reaver though. And yeah, he's just pretty tanky here. I don't think Anti-Mage is going to be able to get him unless he blocks him a while until we get a stun. He's doing his best. There's the stun. First stun. Are we going to get some slows? He will go down here. Huge play from that Anti-Mage. That was such a good block. That is exactly what he needed. He was not going to be able to get him by just auto-attacking. Needed to basically get those stuns off and those slows. They're going to lose another tower here. They may be losing their racks as well. And Anti-Mage in the meantime healing up 60 HP per second. Heart plus this aura. Just a level 1 heal from the Witch Doctor, but it makes a big difference. Axe is doing some damage. And they will try to take out this Rax. You even heal through towers. It's definitely worth it to pick up that fast heart, as you can see. Doesn't have to go back to base. Has full mana regen from the Battlefield. And here comes the next team fight. There's the slow. Oh, not getting the freeze off. Actually targets the illusion instead. And they roar it. Very unfortunate there. And now the Ehome team going to be really aggressive. Going to pick off the Windrunner really fast here. Beastmaster as well going to go down. Ehome in such a huge advantage. Beastmaster buys back. Anti-Mage taking tower damage. But his heart will be back in just a second here. And I'd be really surprised if M5 does not lose their Rex. NS in position. Blink on the Lina. Lina going to go down. Spectre does ulti here. He's got no mana though. Illusion's doing some damage. TP back from the Witch Doctor. And yeah, wow. Priest of the Moon does end up going down. The Witch Doctor going to drop. Spectre continuing to chase after the Venomancer. He will get this kill as well. Radiance does too much, and those hits are huge right now. He's going to turn on the Night Stalker. Night Stalker cannot shut him down here. Spectre gets a triple kill. Anti-Mage is godlike. Changes targets now going after the Spectre. He does Manta up. Once you're out of mana, he doesn't hit nearly as hard. TP incoming. Huge block off. Is Crystal Maiden be able to save him? There's the slow. Are we going to see the stun? He doesn't have any mana. There's the stun. Still running. Night Stalker. Crystal Maiden goes down. No Shackle Shot. Vigo's trying to get this kill. Here's the power shot. Going to miss. And I think Night Stalker's going to be absolutely fine. He does have a pipe. And there's the ulti. Wow. Lina actually picks off the kill there, but a buyback immediately coming out of the Anti-Mage. 29 to 20 here. Ehome at a huge advantage. I'm scared to look. 15,000 gold. Tower probably going to get denied here. We'll see if he just takes it out. Ooh, it's not deniable now. Anti-Mage going to continue to push. 5k gold. Oh my god. It might even be smart to just buy his items now. His buyback is on cooldown for sure. You can't see buyback cooldown unless you're playing the player, I believe. But unless it's somewhere else. Not quite sure. So you do see ulti cooldowns. I don't know if that's just for observers or if it's actually for the players. But Spectre going to pick up his vitality booster now. If any hero can win at late game, it's going to be combat luck. Let's see what this does. Da-da-da. That works in game, I know, but not as a spectator apparently. And we're gonna see a smoke. They're gonna be going to do a Roshan. It looks like, possibly. There's the arrow. It's gonna land on the Crystal Maiden. Doesn't stun him though. I think they know. There's the roar. Venomancer taking big nukes. Boy, does he get nuked down fast. But Anti-Mage is here. Dread goes down so fast. Shackle shot on one of the illusions. Crystal Maiden gonna drop though. God chasing on this Night Stalker. Will he get the kill? He's completely out of mana here. The axe is doing some damage, but I think Night Stalker's gonna survive. Beastmaster goes down. Windrunner's still alive. He's gonna be running away. Not gonna happen though. Anti-Mage picks him off. Here comes the arrow. It's gonna dodge that, no problem. Trying to block him off there, not gonna happen. And now Spectre gonna start his long run back to base. See if he can make it though. There's the chain stuns. He's gonna go down for sure. And Mirana picks up that kill. Ehome in a huge advantage. It'd be so hard for M5 to be able to pull out the win here, I must say. Dread is just playing such an unfortunate game here. He gets picked off so fast from Anti-Mage. Lina is such a good Anti-Mage food, honestly. And this is the problem when you don't gank the enemy carry. You have to deal with crap like this. It's very unfortunate, but that's how it goes. Anti-Mage now going to solo the Roshan. This is spotted by Moscow 5. We'll see if they jump on this. If they get this kill here, that could be pretty huge. They're going to have vision of him. He's going to blink out. He did have this ward, so they did notice him on the way. Roshan is pulled out to the mid. He's going to be healing up slowly from this. And Spectre picking up some neutral creeps on the meantime. Still just a Reaver. Spent his money on buybacks, unfortunately. Was not able to pick up that Vitality booster. And Ehome's going to continue to farm. Anti-Mage is in the jungle. He spent his money on something. Probably a Butterfly. It will be a Butterfly. Butterfly on the Anti-Mage now. If he was hard to kill before, it's even worse. He needs a little bit more farm before he can basically die and buy back. But he's sitting really, really good now, and his damage potential just got ridiculous. His attack speed just went up by 60%, his damage by 60%. Not to mention the evasion. It's going to boost his Manta styles. Damage by quite a bit as well. And there's the roar. Radiant gets the kill. Spectre picks up the Aegis. Spectre picks up the Aegis. Stole it from the enemy team. He goes down. He's going to respawn here. Ultimate from the Lina on the Night Stalker. And I think Ehome's just going to back off from this. That was a huge steal from Spectre there. Wow, there are a lot of wards over here. Crystal Maiden just went down to Venomancer wards and Mirana illusions, I think. That's pretty shitty. Anti-Mage cleans up 100 gold right there. Here comes the arrow. Is it going to land? It doesn't land. But huge steal there by Spectre. That's pretty big. I mean, if Anti-Mage had a Aegis right now, it'd be a good game. Guaranteed. Anti-Mage basically could solo the whole team. Take out a Rax guaranteed. Arguably by himself. I mean, there's a lot of stun coming from Moscow 5 here. But with an Aegis, game over for sure. He's got the money now to buy back no matter what. Still has agility shreds, so won't be able to TP across the map after he dies. But he can virtually soul push a lane. It's going to be so hard to kill here. Still no Sheepstick on Windrunner. Beastmaster as well. Hasn't gotten a new item in forever. Just saving for buyback at this point. Can't really, arguably, can't afford to get new items. Tower gets destroyed by Beastmaster here. Using his Necro 3 on that, very cool. His Necro 3s and his Greater Boar picked off that tower. Is very low HP, and it looks like that was a slight backdoor as well. Kind of a cool play there. Gonna pick off the Greater Hawk. Gonna go for an AC next on Night Stalker, I expect. Surprisingly not going for a Aghanims. It's generally the way to go for Night Stalker, but not opting to do that this game. I don't think that's a bad decision, because Anti-Mage is so survivable at this point. You don't have to worry that much about getting initiated on it. Witch Doctor picking up a Ghost Scepter. That is how farmed Ehome is right now. 20,000 gold advantage now in Ehome. This is just like a drawn out loss for Moscow 5 here. Pretty much no chance of them winning this, in my opinion. I mean, sure. Spectre could get his heart, but he literally needs a heart and a Manta, plus maybe another item to be able to solo Anti-Mage. I don't think he can do it by himself. Maybe if they just right-clicked each other, you could maybe see Spectre win if he had a heart. But past that, it's not going to happen. Here comes the arrow. It's actually going to land on the Beastmaster. Here comes the initiation. Anti-Mage, oh my god, did he die fast there. Making a huge mistake. PGG getting arrowed. There's the pipe from the Night Stalker. Zrax is going to go down for sure. 500 gold on the Mirana. Force Staff on the Crystal Bane, trying to keep him alive here. But the Rax will drop. Ultimate Orb now on the Anti-Mage. Not really sure what he's using that for. Probably a Sheep Stick, I guess. Bottom Rax gone, one more Rax to go. It's a huge push though. On the bright side, they're going to have to start the push here. No, they don't actually have to. They can just backdoor it. As long as you have creeps in the base, the backdoor regen is not, does not exist. And Ehome's going to swing up to the top Rax here and finish the game out. He does have his Sheep Stick finish, surprisingly. He spent his money. There's a nice Shackle shot. Venomancer in a little bit of trouble here. The ulti from the Spectre will do some damage. He does get his ulti out before he dies though, and Lena's going to pick off that kill. Spectre going on the Anti-Mage, but oh my god, the damage coming out of him is huge here. Not much he can do about that. He even gets sheeped. That's going to guarantee the kill, and Spectre does go down. That's got to be a good game. Nothing they can do at this point. Witch Doctor even ultis. Spectre buys back. But that's going to be mega creeps, guys. That's the end of the game. M5 calls a good game, and Ehome pulls out this win. This is a round 5 game here. Definitely the two biggest teams in the in this day of play. Navi doesn't play until tomorrow, and we're going to see Orange Esports among some others, and some other really, really great teams. So thanks for watching with me, guys. My name is Purge. I cast for Ghost Gamers, and I have a YouTube channel, as you undoubtedly know. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I would appreciate if you subscribe as well. I'm going to be doing a lot more ESWC casts. I'm literally going to go take a small break, eat some lunch, and then cast a few more games and start the render on this one. It's going to be a lot more awesome games coming for you guys today. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you guys next game. This was Ehome versus M5, and Ehome played an awesome game. 2,500 gold. Awesome. Alright, thanks for watching.